Well, thank you very much for coming along this morning to this great place, Harvest Moon, one of the icons of the Tasmanian vegetable industry. I'm here today with Minister for Agriculture, David Littleproud. We've been convinced him to come down to Tasmania to help announce a $320,000 package for the Tasmanian Fruit and Vegetable Export Facilitation Group that'll help us crack into existing markets overseas, as well as discover new markets, how we might infiltrate them, and how we might be able to expand our market share into the international areas and landscape. We've got some fabulous fruit and veg grown here in Tasmania. We kick above our weight, we produce a lot, and it's quality stuff, and we're very proud of our biosecurity. So we've got something that is of great interest to our international markets. And for $320,000, spread over the next 4 years, I think it gives an opportunity for the Tasmanian fruit and vegetable growers to crack those markets. And I'll now pass over to the Minister to expand on what that funding will be.
Well, thanks, Steve. Good to be day 2 in Tasmania, and still cold for a poor old Queenslander, but it's great to be here and to support Steve, who is passionate about Tasmania and its produce. And you do have a competitive advantage even over the mainland. You are an island state, and that gives you a real competitive advantage, and your biosecurity is important, but that gives you the trading advantage. It gets you better returns at the farm gate to take advantage of the trade agreements that this government's put in place with China, Japan, South Korea, the TPP-11, a $13.7 trillion market, and now Indonesia, only last week, announced another $3.5 billion market. The reality is this is opening up opportunities, but we have to have a grassroots approach to this. So the funding that we're putting on the ground today is about helping exporters be able to get access into markets like China with direct programs to match them with importers in places like China, but also look at different ways of value adding their product that'll go and be able to get into their products at an advantage to those competitors from around the world, and also look for new technologies in terms of biosecurity. That is our competitive advantage, and that complements the biosecurity package that the federal government put in place, the $313 million in extra funding for biosecurity, but it also complements the extra $51 million in the budget as well around getting more scientific officers to unlock those technical barriers, those risk assessments that other countries put on us, to expedite that and get access to markets quicker. This is bang for buck, grassroots level, ensuring that communities like Devonport and around that support the agricultural sector are able to get real returns, not just for farmers, but for the communities that support them. So this is a tactile announcement that Steve has been able to achieve for the people of Tasmania. This will mean that the agricultural sector in Tasmania, which is really shaping up as to be the most reliable in the country at the moment due to weather, is one that we're going to rely on in this nation, and Tasmania is going to be a very big part of that.
How much of the funds will go towards helping to link exporters with importers, and how much will go towards research?
So the first piece is around $50,000 is around that grassroots matching importers and exporters, getting us over there, exporters on the ground, to be able to have that message, to be able to work on a people-to-people level. That's where business is done, not at government-to-government level. Then we're looking at $100,000 around the biosecurity, and the same for value adding to their products. So it's a complementary measure, but there's also opportunity to share knowledge with other exporters from around the country, but we've made this specific for Tasmania, as we have for the other states, because you're unique and you have a competitive advantage, and we've got to make sure that we put a framework around you that gives you the best competitive advantage getting your product around the world.